today is not about just talking about education and literacy for 9214, but it's about describing the man. Who is he? What is his journey? And how has he gotten here? What has been his success during this year as governor, 2023-2024? As the governor of District 9214, what has been his achievement? What does family say about him? Do they still want him to go another year? That aside, I welcome you to the Rotary Moment Show. Part of the passions that this governor has is education, and literacy has been one of those things that he has spoken out before. I mean, this year we saw him celebrate the Dear Day. We've seen him as an entrepreneur. He owns schools. He loves education. He one time told me that if it wasn't for his mother ensuring that he was educated, how would he have met the different dignitaries that he has met as a district governor? How would he have gotten to Rotary if it wasn't for education? So his passion is really into education, and he loves education. And that's why his signature project this year was education. He has done a lot of projects. You're going to see a lot of those projects that he has done. And so I would like you viewers to enjoy this show, because it's going to profile somebody who has led to the education level of Uganda to get where we are. But not only that, he has made his hands dirty. He has ensured that he builds those schools according to the standard of what he wants to see as an educated community. So, Governor Fransisco, I think it's amazing. Thank you very much for allowing us to come to your school. One of the things I've commented about is the discipline and the silence that I'm hearing. It's like you could hear a pin drop here, that the discipline is remarkable. So I want to ask you as we go ahead, you are the water that gives life to the plant. You are the first thing these children get to experience. I want to ask you about your life. Growing up, what gives you the passion? I mean, we have human beings who don't even want to give birth to children. What gives you that passion to do this? But first of all, that must be coming from somewhere. You've come from somewhere for you to be here. Who is Governor Fransisco? Heck, who is Fransisco Ssemwanga before he became governor?
So thank you, Carol, and thank you for coming here at Pride College School Mpigi, one of our schools. My name is Fransisco Ssemwanga. My grandfather also gave me other two names. Whenever I speak about them, people laugh. One of the names I'm called Ntamunkadde. Ntamunkadde means old saucepan. And the Baganda say it is the owner who can cook using the old saucepan. And that name is called Ntamunkadde. And then the second name, which was given to me by my grandmother, was Mwavutakwana. So, so Mwavutakwana means a poor man. He's not supposed to con women. Mwavutakwana. So those are two. The names appear funny, but they have very deep meanings.
Yes, Ntamunkadde, more or less old wine thrives in an old bottle.
Yes. When you have your old saucepan at home, it is you who can know where the holes are. So Ntamunkadde,
how to position it,
yes,
on the...
it is the owner of that saucepan who can cook with it. Otherwise, the other one can easily destroy the...
And then Mwavutakwana, you must work very hard.
You have to work very hard
to have a wife,
to have
a woman.
Yes, Mwavutakwana. So those are very important names, and they are very dear to me.
Okay.
But Fransisco Ssemwanga was born in 1979 in a very humble family. I was just born here at a place called Naluvule near Wakiso. In Wakiso district. So I was born there in a very, very humble family, a family of 5 children, where I was the last born. Unfortunately, I never saw my dad because he died when I was about 1 year old.
Oh, shame. May
So
his
I
soul
grew up
rest in
as I grew up with a single mother who struggled so hard to educate us. She was a poor lady. She told me that she stopped in primary 3. That was her level of education.
Okay.
So she also grew up without an education, but she toiled. She struggled. She was a peasant farmer. She was also selling cassava and tea and mulokoni. This mulokoni, you know mulokoni?
Yes, I do.
Yes,
I do.
so mulokoni in the old Owino market. And that's where she raised some money to give us an education.
Yeah.
And I was the youngest. I was the last born in that family. So I grew up with my mom. We studied, I stayed there, my formative education in a primary school called Nansana Preparatory School. And then after my primary 7, my mother took me to St. Augustine's College, Wakiso, which still exists today.
Yes, it does.
It's a Catholic founded school. And I studied there my senior 1, senior 2. And unfortunately, my mother also passed on when I was in senior 2. So when she passed on, my life got so much disturbed. Now no father, no mother. So I lived with one of my sisters called Namagembe Joyce.
Yes.
I stayed with her. She was renting one room in Nansana. She had also started working after the death of the mom. And I stayed with her for about 2 terms in senior 3. And the conditions couldn't allow me to stay with her again. So I had to go to Bugerere Kayunga. And in Bugerere Kayunga I stayed with my grandmother. She is called Miss Anna Nachiwala Guyika. May her soul rest in peace. She loved me so much. And I studied there senior 3, 3rd term, and senior 4 in a government school called Ndeba Secondary School. And that's where I started my senior 4 from. So therefore, to me as a teacher and as an educationist, at that point, I want to encourage parents and our viewers that sometimes parents go out of their way looking for very, very expensive schools. Some of them cannot even afford. But to me, a child can get educated. And Carol, one of the interesting aspects of my enrolling to university and study is that I scored highly in senior 6. I scored highly in senior 6.
How many
I
points?
had an A in history, an A in economics. I had a B in geography. I had a B in divinity. I scored about 23 points.
Wonderful.
And I had qualified for the so-called powerful courses at the time, like law, mass communication, tourism. And for us, we could fill coding sheets for the university after exams had been released. But guess what? I filled education. I filled education because I had a passion for school. I wanted to be a teacher. And my relatives were so disappointed with that choice of a course called education. But here we are in a big school here, Pride College, where you are shooting this video from, sitting on over 18 acres of land, having over 1,800 boarding students. It has been here for about 15 years.
I have goosebumps.
And you know, and you can't believe that this school is owned by me, a teacher, whom people discarded and thought that being a teacher is a sign of poverty.
Yes.
But here I am as an education entrepreneur. So one other very interesting thing I've not told you about my life of work and starting schools is that I started a secondary school at age 23 when I was a 3rd-year student at Makerere University. That was in 2003. And that school is called Lubaga Mixed High School, Nalukolongo campus.
At 23 years old?
Yes, at 23 years, I was a school director. So I became an education entrepreneur when I was leaving university. And at 22 years, I became a head teacher of a school. So when I enrolled at university, the School of Education, I started teaching, working hard. In my first year, I was teaching in 4 schools. Sanekona Girls, there was a school called Pride Academy, or it used to be owned by these Ssemwanga. I taught in that school. I taught in Kampala Citizens College School, another school in Ibulobutambala called Nakatoke High School. And as I was leaving university in 2003, I borrowed some money from Pride Microfinance, 1.5, and I started renting buildings in Nalukolongo. And I started a school called Lubaga Mixed High School. That school exists up to today. It's now 21 years because I began it in 2003. This is 2024. So it is 21 years old. And in 2008, I came here and I bought 3 acres of land in Lungala here in Mpigi. And in 2009, I started this Pride College on 3 acres of land, now sits on 18 acres. And last year at Jeza along Mitiana Road, I started another branch for Lubaga Mix called Lubaga Mixed High School, Jeza campus. So this makes my story a bit interesting from losing my dad at 1 year, being raised by a very poor, uneducated lady who also passed on when I was 16 years. But by 23 years, I had become a school director.
What is the inspiration? I mean, your mom didn't go to school, dad is not in existence. What is it that parents should look for? No, children, people, young people who are watching this, where does the fire come from? I like the mission, but where does what is igniting
one of the fires where they came from partly is because of my poor background. Losing a dad, growing up with my mom, I saw my mom struggle. I saw her struggle for us. I saw her putting on only 1 gomesi for a full week. Sometimes we could do without tea, without sugar. We used to grind sugar canes and put in a kettle to get something sweet. So that poor background of mine somehow inspired me. I vowed that I'm not going to die poor. I vowed that I have to work hard because I tasted poverty at an early stage. But also my mom was was a disciplinarian. She instilled out of discipline in me, and she encouraged me to study. She always told me, my son, I didn't study, and that's why I'm suffering. For you have to suffer. So
I wish she was here
that
to
story,
see this.
that background made me to work very hard to better my social life.
Dedicating an entire year to his mother, I think for me has humbled me. Ensuring that whatever he does, even if she's here, not here on earth, I'm very, very sure that Mama Ssemwanga is very proud of her son. And I'm sure the siblings that are watching us right now, you're humbled by your brother's achievements. And not only that, you, the Rotarians of District 9214, us, the Rotarians in entire fraternity, we are very, very proud to be associated. I think for me, despite the fact that he's the governor, Rotarian Ssemwanga is one of those very humble human beings I've ever met. I find him very subtle, very humble. And so when you explain where you've come from, when you explain who you are, I am sure it's going to come to a shock to so many Rotarians. But now let's go about family. When do you start family? You finished your university in 2003, started your first school in Lubaga, and then in 2008 you started the Pride Schools, and now you're opening another school in Mitiana. But when does Mchala Ssemwanga come into the picture? When does she become Owensonga to now say, I can hold this man's hand and I will be able to bring him a family that he can raise on his own.
So thank you very much, Carol. I met my wife in 2008. I joined Rotary in 2007,
Okay.
and I met her in 2008. Then we dated for 1 year. Then 2009 we started staying together, and we had our firstborn still in that 2009. And then we went to church to legally marry as man and woman in 2011. So we are now 13 years in legal church marriage, but we started staying together in 2009. So 2009, and this is 2024, 15 years in marriage. 15 years.
An amazing thing.
With Mrs. Ssemwanga Angela.
So you said when we were talking about children, you said one of your children is in your school, this particular school where we are.
Yes.
Do we get consent for us to interview your son?
Oh, that is very, very good.
Now, Governor, but before I go off this segment, viewers, I want to tell you something that has amazed me about this school. So it is about 5 o'clock this evening, and I see that the junior students are going to get porridge. And I know this is going to come up. Please, my producer, make sure that you show this. We have students wearing Crocs. But what is so amazing is that these students are well tucked in. So you know how you wear Crocs and you let down and your t-shirt is out? I can see students here wearing Crocs, but they're fully tucked in. That says a lot about their director, you know, the discipline that is embedded in these children. And kudos to you, Fransisco. Now, I want to go into you joining Rotary. Why Rotary in 2008? Why did you join? What was the interest? And you joined Natete. Why did you join Rotary at that time?
So thank you very much, Carol. In 2007, I was working with a school called Noah's Ark, SS Rubaga. I was also one of the directors. And as we were there at break time, a certain gentleman, whom I later came to know as Pastor Assistant Governor James Galabuzi, from the Rotary Club of Kampala, the Arch Club, came to that school. He found me there with another gentleman called Charles Nsubuga Dickens, who is also a member of my club. Found us there, and he came and introduced himself as a Rotarian. And I want to tell you, Carol, I had never heard about that word Rotary in my life.
That's 2007?
2007. I was 27 years. And when he said, I come from Rotary. We want to start a Rotary club in this area of Rubaga, Natete, Busega area. And I asked him, what is Rotary? And this man said, Rotary is about helping the underprivileged people in society. And you were sold. And the moment he mentioned that, given my background as someone who was economically and socially underdeprived, when he said Rotary was about helping the needy people, I didn't ask him any other question. He just told us that we are going to have a meeting. I think it was like a Monday. He told us the next meeting was going to be at Ivy's Hotel Wakaliga that Thursday. And I went there with my friend Dickens Charles Nsubuga. We joined that original team. And since that time, 2007, up to today, I have never looked back. I'm one of the charter members of that club, the Rotary Club of Natete Kampala. So it was established in 2007, and I'm a proud charter member of that club. And I've been in Rotary now since then. This is 2024, coming to 17 years in Rotary, because we were chartered in 2000 in October 2007. So in October 2024, I'm going to make 17 years in Rotary. I joined when I was 27 years.
I want to talk about the contribution of your Rotary Club towards you achieving these leadership roles that you have in Rotary and you being nominated. You just told us that you were nominated into becoming a governor 2 years ago. What has Natete, Rotary Club of Natete done towards you achieving this?
One of the things which this club played in my role and journey, first of all, was to appoint me in these leadership positions, because of course you cannot serve beyond the club unless you have served as president. So the first role they did was to mentor me in those different directorates until they entrusted me with the presidency. But Carol, I want to tell you, as the youngest Rotarian in the club, I always looked up to these old men and women. I was calling them my mothers, my fathers, and I never had parents. So I always looked at parent figures in the club. You know, Rotarians are humble people, and therefore have relatively achieved, and they are successful people, but very humble, down to earth. You find someone comes driving a car, a lady, and puts off the kakondo shoes and she enters a trench in Natete Chigaga and start cleaning trenches, touching in people's urine and feces, and those are Rotarians. So these things humbled me. They taught me leadership. They taught me being responsible. So my club played a very important role. It taught me humility. It taught me leadership. And also it is a club which seconds you to become a governor. You don't just become a governor without backing of your club. So the club, you have to show interest, but again, you have to tell the president takes it to the board, and the board takes it to the club assembly, and then the club assembly has to consent that the club has allowed you to stand in that capacity of district governor nominee designate. So without your club support, there is no way you can become a district governor of Rotary.
Like you can notice, viewers, our governor is wearing that very heavy chain. He called it a heavy chain, and in literal sense it's very, very heavy, because it holds all the governors we've had the last several years. Tell us about that night when you were finally nominated. What was your reaction?
So thank you, Carol. For starters, I was nominated in 2021 in April. During the district conference, which was in Munyonyo, when District Governor Rosette Nabumba Nayenga was handing over. So it was at that conference in April 2021 that they read me on stage, that had been selected by the district council, which selects the governors, the nominating committee, that I was going to serve as governor in the year 2023-2024. You know, in Rotary, you can know that you are going to be governor 2.5 years before you start serving. So when I was called on that stage, of course I was excited, but also having served beyond the club and having been close to some governors as an assistant governor, country chair, I knew the huge responsibility a governor has. But of course, you apply to be a governor, so I wanted to be. So I went on stage, I made an acceptance speech, and I started preparing now my team, which was now to lead 2023-2024. They give you like 2 years of preparation. You have trainings, you attend, and the rest of the things. But when I was nominated, I thought of which project I was going to promote as governor. In Rotary, we have 7 areas of focus. Very disease prevention and treatment, maternal and child health, environment, peace, water and sanitation, then basic education and literacy.
Yes.
So I chose education
Yes.
as my signature project, as the project I was going to promote during my year as governor. Not because I'm a teacher by training,
Okay.
but because I know the role of education in someone's life. I know what education can do
Okay.
in someone's life. I told you earlier on that education is an equalizer.
Yes.
It's an enabling tool. It opens doors which you cannot imagine. You cannot, as you see these boys and girls in this school, we don't know what they are going to be. Some are going to be the presidents. Some are going to be the district governors to come. They are going to be Rotarians. They are the next Carrols. They are the next journalists you have with here. They are the next presidents.
Yeah.
But education plays a very important role in shaping someone's life.
Shaping, yes.
And to me, when I look at education, it cuts even across other areas of focus of
Yes.
Rotary.
Yes.
Look at maternal and child health. It talks about a mother taking care of her unborn baby and also the newborn baby. But Carol, if I asked you, a lady like you who went to school and another lady deep in the village or wherever who didn't go to school, it is you who is educated who can easily take care of yourself during pregnancy and the newborn baby. So even maternal and child health, to me I saw that it falls into education. When you educate a lady, then maternal and child health is guaranteed.
Yes.
Peace and conflict resolution or prevention. People who are educated, they're not so much prone to committing
Violence
too
and
much
domestic,
crimes,
yes.
violence, and you know.
Makes sense, yes.
Yes, economic empowerment. People who are educated have high earning opportunities. I'm an economics teacher, and one of the causes of income inequality in a low developing country like Uganda is differences in
literacy.
education.
Yes.
People who are educated and skilled, they have more earning opportunities than the uneducated people. Hence, the educated lot tend to earn more incomes than the others, causing income disparities in a low developing country like Uganda. So education promotes economic empowerment. People who are educated can easily cater for the environment. And that's why I chose education.
Okay.
And I want to tell you, Carol, I have run out of miles in this journey of being a district governor. Our year started on the 1st of July 2023.
Okay.
Today is the 15th of April 2024. As you have said, we are about 86 days to hand over. But as a governor, I came up with the 4 main items on the agenda. One was to promote basic education and literacy. Number 2 was to grow membership in our district. Number 3 was to support the Rotary Foundation through encouraging Rotarians to donate to the foundation, but also to utilize money from the foundation. And the 4th was to support the youth, our young ones, interact, Rotaract, and other youth. So those have been my 4 main items on my agenda as governor, and I want to tell you, Carol, I have visited 107 Rotary clubs in Uganda and Tanzania. But out of the 107, at least I've visited over 80 projects related to basic education and literacy.
Wow, wonderful.
Clubs have constructed classroom blocks. They have given water to schools. Clubs have educated children paying fees. Clubs have given food to school children. Clubs have given sanitary towels to the girls. Carol, we went to Kabale in Bunyonyi area, and I joined the Rotary Club of Lake Bunyonyi, they gave sanitary towels to girls in school. When these children went back home, the mothers grabbed the towels from the girls because the
They had not
mothers
seen them, the mothers
could also not afford. You can't believe, Carol, that there are children in our country who miss a full week, the girls, because they are lacking those pads or they are lacking those sanitary towels. And that is very, very unfortunate. I traveled with the Rotary Club of Entebbe to a place called Dufire in Moyo to visit a school. They were donating desks to that school. And when we were discussing and the teacher was giving us a report, the teacher told us that these children don't eat anything from morning to sunset.
Till they go home.
I was so touched. And from that moment, I told the school that I was going to provide porridge to those students.
God
So
bless
from
you.
second term, I've been feeding children of Dufire, St. John Bosco in Dufire in Moyo. And this term, the teacher called me and said, our enrollment has increased by 200 students because provide porridge. We went with my club in a school called the Namato Church of Uganda in Busoga, and I also gave them porridge to eat. And we were there in March, and the teacher told us this year they were able to get more second grades, not first grades, but at least they got some students in second grade.
Because the children were fed.
Because of porridge, and the number has risen from 850 to over 1,000 now. Small acts of kindness, small interventions, they create a difference in people's lives. Very small things. So, Carol, education is very, very important. And I want to thank the Rotarians of our district for going that extra mile. They have done a lot of interventions, and I salute them, and I don't regret, as a governor, having encouraged education. Carol, this Rotary, I have adopted 5 children to educate them. They will show you, Rotania will show you the pictures of these students. One of them, I got her from Moyo district in that school, St. John Bosco. She's in primary 4. She never had shoes at that time when I went to the school, and we were planting a tree. She was near me, and she was called Patricia, and I picked her up. Patricia now is in Nkumba Primary School here, near Nkumba University, in a boarding school. And I got her from the village. She has now started studying this side. I picked another girl from Kasese district in the top mountains. They came, sang for me as governor. She was leading the choir, and I picked her. She's now in Rubaga Mixed High School, Jeza. Senior 1, for her she was a P7 candidate. So when she started, she got 16 aggregates, second grade.
Yes.
But let me tell you, I have here over 1,800 students. In Jeza, there are over 500 students. I have students in Rubaga Mixed High School, Nalukolongo. But the other time I visited, I was in Jeza campus. And this girl, I met her on the school compound, my daughter, and she's called Nyakato. And when she came, she wanted to greet me. She knelt down.
Yes.
I hugged her. But out of the very many students I have in my schools, when I see Nyakato, I feel so happy than the way I look at all these students who are paying school fees. These are paying school fees, but they never make me so happy and more satisfied than Nyakato, whom I'm paying fees for. And you know, these acts of kindness. We picked another girl in Bigasa in Masaka, and she's also in P7. She was in P6. I also took her to Nkumba. She's also there studying in Nkumba Primary, and she's doing her P7. We got another Sophia, so we picked another one in Chisugu. She's also studying. So I've enjoyed this journey as governor. It has given me this opportunity to also pick. I've been giving bursaries to students. I've been helping students in my school, giving them half bursaries, full bursaries. But these ones I've picked when I'm governor. They are special children to me. And I'm going to adopt them. I want to educate them until they finish. If God allows me and if I have the resources, I want to educate them till they get a degree. And I also want to take them up as my adopted children. I want to see them succeed. Even after school, I want to walk the journey with them. So I've done a lot of things with education, and I clap to the Rotarians. They have done me proud. They have done amazing things. And I'm satisfied with basic education and literacy.
I usually say that the euphoria you feel when you give, that happiness, that inner warmth you get whenever you give, I think that's what you just described. Now I want us to go, you mentioned 4 things. One was basic education. I want us to go to the second one. And we already have, in my previous interview with you, when we were at Charter of Entebbe Base, you mentioned the numbers of the club members and the people that you have that have managed to join District 9214 in a matter of Rotary clubs and membership. I want you to touch on that, but I also want you to touch on one of the most interesting things that you did that nobody ever seems to talk about, and I hope we can get that footage and we show the world. For the first time ever, Rotary was able to work with the social enterprise or entertainment world by partnering with
the Ssemwanga Avenue.
The Ssemwanga Avenue, which is something I have not heard of. I mean, we've had district conferences, we've had conventions, but it's rare that you hear that, you know, Rotary International has partnered with Michael Jackson, or has partnered with, you know, Akons, or, you know, a music record studio that wants to make an impact to society. So for me, that made a lot of sense, because we give money, even the poorest of poor have funds. They want to watch Azawi, they want to watch, you know, the people that belong to Ssemwanga Avenue. And you manage to call upon those people to work with Rotary. I think I would like you to talk about that and why you did it, especially when it comes to the Rotary Foundation.
So as mentioned earlier, Carol, my target as governor was to grow the Rotary Foundation by encouraging clubs to give and also to utilize from the foundation. So this year, Rotarians in my district, they have supported the foundation. As I talk now, we have close to 20 major donors. People have given 10,000 US dollars and above.
That's 200,000.
Very many PHFs. And our target was to raise 450,000 US dollars. As I talk today, we have so far raised 437 US dollars. We are remaining with
about 18,000.
About 18,000 to reach our target. And because of this giving, we wanted to recognize the givers. But also, I wanted to sell the Rotary Foundation to the rest of the world. So that's why we went to Ssemwanga and partnered with them during our Rotary Foundation recognition dinner. The idea was to partner with the Ssemwanga to sell Rotary to the outside community, to bring us to these artists, to these celebrities. And it was really amazing. We had an amazing show at the Cricket Oval in Lugogo. People attended, people enjoyed, but my biggest target was to sell Rotary to the rest of other non-Rotarians in Uganda. And I thought that Swangs Avenue, because it's a celebrity company, they have their social media handles followed by many people, I thought it was going to give us a mileage. And it gave us a mileage. They connected us to corporates like Toyota, Uganda Bati, and also the artists themselves.
Understanding
they
Rotary.
appreciated. Many people, Carol, unfortunately, look at Rotarians as people who are supposed to be very old people, very rich people in society. They are retired.
Yeah.
And that's a misconception about Rotary. Rotary is for ordinary people like you and me. But the only difference is that for us, we appreciate
and we are willing to work
the little God has given us, and we are willing to share it with the less fortunate people. So we have scored with the foundation, and I'm also happy that we are able to pull off that show with the Swangs. Now we are known, and we are continuing with that partnership with the Swangs. We want to continue with that partnership for at least 5 years.
Amazing.
And to me, it is going to give us more mileage. And at this moment, Carol, I want to tell our viewers that giving is very important. I tell people in my messages as governor that the world has given us more than what we deserve. I don't know, Carol, for you what you bargained for. I don't know what did God promise you to have. But when I look at the way you look, the clothes, and you know, the way you appear, the way I look at you, I feel the world has given you more.
Yes, I've been blessed.
Than what you bargained for. For me, I've never met God physically.
Yes.
I interface with him through prayer. But he has never spoken to me that he will give me this school. He has never spoken to me that he will give me a life up to 44 years. I've buried my OBs and OGs. I stayed with in primary, in secondary. Why am I still alive? I've been given children. I've been given a home. I can have 3 meals a day. So how can I keep on now complaining that I don't have money? What I have a feeling, and I appreciate on a daily basis, that the world has given me a lot than more than what I deserve.
And hence the reason you are a Rotarian.
And that's why I'm a Rotarian. That's why I'm passionate. That's why I give. Carol, are you aware that I'm a bequest society member to the foundation? I wrote in my will that if I die now, God forbid, my wife has to look for $25,000 and give it to the Rotary Foundation.
The Rotary Foundation.
I want to serve society when I'm alive, and even when I'm dead.
You're gone.
Because we come with nothing. I have this school, 18 acres. I have 4-story buildings, 4 cleaners. But if I die, I'm not going to be buried here. I'm not even going to be buried in this school. I'll be taken somewhere far from this school. And I'm going to leave all these buildings, the bus, these cars. I'm going to leave them here. I don't even know who is going to enjoy them when I die. So I want to encourage all our viewers. Let us appreciate what God has given us. Nobody in this world is too poor to give. And nobody is too rich not to be given.
I want you to touch a bit on the membership. How much have you grown this year? And then what have you done for the young people? You mentioned 4 aspects, and one of those was the youth part of your year. Let's talk about those 2.
So thank you, Carol, once again. Like I said, I am so passionate about growing Rotary membership. And I want to tell you, we have run out of miles in this 9214 to grow our membership. So far we have chartered 6 new Rotary clubs in Uganda and Tanzania. And we have grown our membership by 437 net growth.
Wow.
Our target was to grow membership by 400, but now we are at 437. And I also want to tell you, we are the fastest growing district
Indeed.
on the African continent.
Yes.
In our zone, the zone is called 22. In Africa, we have about 19 districts. This 914 is one of them.
Yes.
But out of those 19 districts, our district is number one as
In
we speak
growth.
now in membership growth. I have told Rotarians, one of the things we are supposed to do is to care for the membership. We don't lose members because people cannot pay dues,
No,
but we lose members because of the poor membership experience.
when you don't give
Some
them
clubs are so
care.
boring, they don't engage people, they don't sing a bit. People have problems. Some people join Rotary, much as we are here to serve, but also Rotarians keep on asking, what is it Rotary for me? I'm giving my $1,000 to become a PHF. That is close to 4 million Ugandan shillings.
Yes.
But for me, what do I benefit as a Rotarian? In Rotary, you cannot benefit through money. We are not paid.
No.
Therefore, the membership experience, the engagement, someone is sick, can reach out to him. Someone is in sorrow. Someone, the daughter is graduating or the son.
Yes.
Can we join that person? Can we celebrate birthdays with our members? Can we know what is really happening to people? Our president, Gordon from Scotland, this year told us that when you meet a Rotarian, don't ask him, how are you, Carol? But ask Carol, how are you really?
Yes.
And our president told us that when you add on that word really,
Really, yes.
someone may open up. And someone may tell you, I'm going through a depression.
Yes.
Maybe I have cancer. People are going through a lot of issues. They have economic issues, they have social issues, they have marital problems,
Yes.
some are divorcing. People are going through a lot. Therefore, as we come into our clubs to serve people, as leaders, we should also try to care for our members. And that has been a message I've preached as governor, and we have grown membership, and we hope we may finish this year with about over 500 new Rotarians in this district 9214, with over 10 new clubs chartered. In Uganda, we have two districts. 9213 is coming to about 5,000 Rotarians.
Yes.
9214 this side, which covers part of Uganda and the whole of Tanzania.
Yes.
This part of Uganda, we have about 2,700, 2,800.
Yeah.
So you can imagine in the whole Uganda,
Yes.
we are less than 8,000 Rotarians.
Yes.
But see what we have done. We have built the blood bank in
yeah.
Mengo,
Yes.
which has really solved the blood shortages. We are building the cancer ward in
cancer
Zambia.
ward, yes.
And you see how cancer is eating up people. I've told you the schools we have built. We are immunizing children against polio. We are fighting poverty. We are less than 8,000 people in Uganda. Out of, if we say our population is 45 million, you can imagine we are less than 10,000. But see how much we have done. I always tell Rotarians how I wish we can raise 1 million Rotarians in Uganda out of the over 40 million people. What impact can we have? What impact can we really have? That's why I'm so passionate about membership, because with more members, we get more helping hands on the job, we get more skills, we get more resources, and I wish all our viewers here
Would
could just join Rotary without asking what is Rotary,
You know?
because I've said Rotary is about helping
Yes.
the needy
Yes.
and appreciating. Someone will say, but I'm also needy. Sometimes when we invite people, they say, I'm also needy. I like the Muslim brothers and sisters, because for them they rightly say, if you want to appreciate Allah, look at the people below you,
Below you.
but not above you.
Above you.
So those people who say, I can't join Rotary because I'm also needy, they should look at the people below them. And the moment you look at people below you, you can appreciate God, you can appreciate what nature has given you,
And
you join such an organization to say thank you. Because, like I've just said, the world gives us more than what we bargain for.
Now, so I wanted to let you know that governors also come from families. They are people like us. This profile is to demystify who the person of the governor is. And like we've had, Governor Ssemwanga has a family, he has a wife, and he has children. And so when we do this profile, we want to show you who he is. And that governor who has been talking about passing on education, passing on, the life that he has led to his children, I want you to introduce to you today Ronald Lutaya Ssemwanga, who is the son to the governor. And Ronald goes to school here at Pride, and he's in senior 1. Ronald, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Can you tell the viewers your name again?
My name is Lutaya Leonard Ssemwanga.
Okay, what class are you?
Senior 1.
Okay. Now you know what Daddy does in Rotary, right?
Yes.
What does Daddy do in Rotary?
Daddy goes to villages or towns and adopts children who are thrown off by their parents.
Okay. Do you know anything else that he does in Rotary?
He chairs fellowships of Rotary.
Okay. So I know that Governor Fransisco, you'll watch this on that day and you'll know what your child thinks that happens in Rotary. Do you ever ask Daddy why he does these things?
No, I didn't got that time to ask him.
Would you love to be in Rotary?
Yes.
Why would you want to be in Rotary?
Because Rotary, it enables as a person to be to get the art of sharing and helping each other.
So your siblings, your other siblings, do they also understand what Rotary is?
Yes.
And do they like it?
Yes.
And does mommy like Rotary too?
Yes, too much.
So, is there an Interact club here?
Yes, there it is.
And you're a member?
Yes.
So, do you have a project that you're doing here as Interactors?
No, we have not yet started.
So Interactors don't clean the school or clean the toilets, projects like that. Do you do something like that?
No.
What do you do?
Like some days they just go and entertain some children.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's amazing how children, where we come from as Rotarians, understand Rotary. For Ronald, he knows that Daddy goes to districts and different towns to adopt children that are underprivileged. Ronald also knows that his father chairs Rotarians and leads people. What does your child know about Rotary? This child's father has been the governor of 9214 for an entire year, leading almost 2,700 people. And this gentleman has sacrificed for his family, left a young man like this at home to go and look after communities where he has served. Do you understand what that means to you as a Rotarian leader? Or for you who are watching us, do you understand how much sacrifice Fransisco Ssemwanga has to put in to leave his young family to come and serve you? That is why we are showing you this profile today, for you to understand who Fransisco Ssemwanga is and what he has had to do to serve you as Rotary and you as our communities. Governor, as we end the show and end this profile, do you have any parting shots? You want something to tell give a message to some of the Rotarians and to those that have supported you throughout the year?
So thank you, Carol. I want to state that as outgoing district governor for this great district 9214 in this Rotary 2023-2024, we have created hope in the world.
Yes.
Our theme given to us by our Rotary International President Gordon McLean from Scotland told us Rotarians go out and create hope. And from our discussions we have had from the achievements, I want to say we have created hope in this Rotary.
What is that challenge you have faced during your leadership in Rotary and in your life, if you can share? And maybe tell us how this is possible.
So thank you, Carol, once again. You know, this journey of governorship is not a bed of roses. Of course, you go through a lot of challenges. We are leading volunteers, and volunteers are people, we don't pay them, but again, they pay to serve. So as a governor, some of the challenges I've faced is that sometimes not all clubs comply to the guidelines and to the vision. Sometimes you share your vision, but of course not all people can come on board. So you visit a club and you see that the club is totally doing something different from the vision of the district.
Yes.
And also some clubs also tend to have weak leaders, and when the leadership is weak, then the clubs also remain weak. And those were really some challenges. And I got some ulcers when I just started governorship because of the journeys and not eating on time. I developed some ulcers, but God was merciful that I recovered. I still have them. Of course, they don't go away. I adapted.
Them,
So long distances, sometimes not eating, taking a lot of time away from your family. I have a very young family.
Yes, you do.
I even have a kid who is less than 2 years in my home, in my house. So leaving your family for long hours, I ran 3 schools and I've not given them ample time. Therefore, those have been challenges, but I've been able to go through the journey.
Okay.
So thank you very much. As I wind up this great journey, an amazing journey of being the district governor for this district 9214, I would like to thank some special categories of people. First of all, I will start by thanking my family, led by my dear wife, Mrs. Angela Ssemwanga, for the great support she has rendered me and for being there for our children whenever I'm away. It is really very hard to run through this journey of governorship if you don't have a supportive wife, because you need peace, you need strength, you need to be smart, you need to eat well. So she has done all that, and I say thank you to her. I would also want to thank the team of governors, both from Uganda and Tanzania, all the past district governors, the governor-elects and the governor nominees. They have been so supportive as a governor's council. They have guided me, they have nurtured me, and they have supported me throughout this journey. I want to thank deeply my assistant governors and the rest of the district team, the members I chose, both in Uganda and Tanzania. We have walked this journey together. I thank the Hope Creator presidents from Uganda and Tanzania. Everything in Rotary happens in a club. As a governor, I can set goals and targets, but all of them, membership, TRF, supporting the youth, basic education and literacy, are implemented from club level. Therefore, the presidents and all the Rotarians and Rotractors, they have been so amazing. On this team, I've had country chairs of Uganda and Tanzania and their vice. Country Chair Ismail Mukasa of Uganda and the Vice Yusuf Chigoye, they have been amazing. Country Chair Diamond Kavalo and Sophia Chamzingo from Tanzania, the Vice, they have been so amazing and they have been so supportive. I want to thank my personal assistant, Rotarian Yawe Godfrey, a member of my club. He has been a very supportive pillar in this journey. So I thank you, Rotarian Yawe Godfrey, And I pray that the Almighty God continue blessing you. As we partake of this district conference and assembly, I want to thank our district conference chair, DGN Christine Chioneka-Oya, and the district team. Thank you so much. I can't thank you enough. And I know we are going to have a very, very amazing conference. We have moved a long journey. I thank you so much. I celebrate all of you Rotarians. God bless you as we continue creating hope in the world.
From a child that was never thought to come of nothing to a child of substance, he has grew up as a boy with a mother who later left at 16. And today he is a man that is leading almost 2,700 people. A man who has a family that is worshipped, and he loves his family. To a district governor who leads people that love him, who leads Rotarians that love him. This has been a wonderful profile for us to learn that governors come from somewhere. Nobody drops them on us and they come to lead. They learn different leadership skills and they have a passion. They have a reason why they lead. They join Rotary to serve. He said he was just told one sentence, that to become a Rotarian, you serve the underprivileged. And that's why he served. What is your reason? What is that that will have your blood boil? What is that that makes your blood rush? What is that euphoria you will get to feel if you join Rotary? Why do you think we are in Rotary today? Do you think that his reasons are different from yours? I think that we all want to serve for a certain reason. I call upon you to join Rotary, not because of the story you've just had, but because you want to see and feel the happiness we feel when we serve. Governor Fransisco has told us his story. What is your story? He has led a wonderful year, and today we've spent a whole day with him telling us and reminiscing about the whole year. To you Rotarians that have supported him, thank you. To you individuals that have supported him along the way, gave him food, helped him along the way, gave him information, allowed him to thrive as a leader. Thank you. I would like to thank everybody. I want to thank my crew that has managed to capture this wonderful moment. Thank you very much. I am Carol Chazeka-Koza from the Rotary Moment Show. I hail from the Rotary Club of Chiwatule, and I love Rotary with all my heart. See you at the district conference from April 24th to 27th. The Rotary Moment shall be airing the entire district conference. Look out. Remember the governor told you about the Gatsby night. They are amazing nights. They're like the school uniform night. We have amazing nights, the governor's banquet where we celebrate Governor Fransisco. The amazing days and speakers. We look forward to seeing you. I remain Carol Chazeka-Koza here at the Rotary Moment Show. Thank you for allowing us in your living room. And I hope you enjoyed the life of this governor. See you again here on UBC at the Rotary Moment Show. And you can find us on YouTube at the Rotary Moment Show, on Facebook, Rotary Moment Show, and on Twitter, throw us a tweet or two at the Rotary Moment Show.